Alright, hello, welcome to Little Nightmares, I'll be your guide. First boss we'll encounter will be the Janitor. He'll come in the door right here, but you just hide under this bed. And you basically just stay here. That's really all there is to it. Also, this guy is blind, by the way, so when you encounter him later, know that he can't see you. He can only hear you mostly. He can like kind of sniff you if he's already looking for you. But that's about it. So as long as you just sneak around, he can't really do much. You can stay under the bed for longer if you want to safe it, but there's no need to. You can just go ahead. Alright, so for this next part here, you just try to stay on cloth for as much as possible. Okay, see this plank? Yeah, it's gonna do that. Just jump over here, because the last place he heard you was way back over to the left there. You just stay in this cage if you want to. I guess you could try to make a run for it, but I don't see any point in doing that. You just climb up on this cage. Keep on walking. Just stay out of... Oh shit, well he heard that. Never mind. You could just walk through here. He's probably gonna come check on this room. More than likely. Okay, no he didn't. He might though. He might. If he does, you could just walk over to the heap of cloth way over there. Just make sure you sneak all the way, because he's gonna hear you if you walk. Grab this lever. Just start cranking away at that. But he's gonna hear that, so he's gonna come looking for you. You don't have to crank it all the way up. You can just do that, slide, hold on to the pipe, and you're golden. Okay, so the Janitor will appear right behind us any second now. There he is. Just keep running. Make sure to slide under this. Like so. You just keep on running. Just keep running. Towards the right, and you'll reach the elevator that you were in earlier in the level. And it's real simple. You just slide into here, and you just stay under here. Because no matter what happens, he's not going to reach into this box, and he's going to push the button to trap you and him inside the elevator together. And then any moment now, a gnome will come running out of the boxes, which will distract him. And then he's gonna fuck off to the right. And you're safe. And you just move this box that you can fall down here. There he is again. You can look up on his crotch if you want to. I don't know why you would, but you can. I'm just saying. Try to make sure that he gets ample time to leave off to the right there. If you walk up too early, then he's gonna sniff you. I bet Six hasn't showered in days, weeks maybe. Sneak over here. This part can be kind of tricky, honestly. You just... I guess you just throw this whenever? Like so? Excuse me. I needed that. And then, wait for him to pass all the way over. And get distracted by the little symbol monkey. I guess that's enough. And you just make a fucking run for it. You can land wrong on that. Make sure you don't do that. And he's gonna start reaching up towards the shelves and cupboards for you. Make sure to push this away. You have more than enough time. Don't worry too much about that. Don't let it stress you. Probably use this lighter here so you can see where you're going. Not that you can fuck that up, but you know. There he is again. And this might scare you when you're here the first time. Don't worry too much about it. Just keep running on the carpet. He's gonna reappear like so. You can just sneak past him here. He has no clue. He doesn't know what is going on. Grab this shoe. Wait for the clocks to make sound. Like that. You can mess up that throw, and if you do, it's not the end of the world. He'll just chase you to about here. Oh, he'll do that anyway. But then he'll stop. Because he can't hear you once you're running on carpets. Okay. Once you climb to the top of these bookshelves, he's gonna reappear again. Orangutan looking ass. You could just sneak behind him. Not too close though. I wouldn't risk that if I were you. Just keep your distance, but sneak on the carpets. And he'll have absolutely no idea where you are. Okay, and you just climb up here. I guess you could try to touch stuff or let it fall down if you want to, just to fuck with him. You could do that. Oh fuck, he heard that. Well, that doesn't matter too much. But you actually want him to come over here faster. It's gonna be less arduous if you do. Okay, so don't touch that yet. You just push this button, turn the TV on. That's Phineas and Ferb show, and he loves that shit. He can't resist. He'll come in here any second now. I think maybe we can get a glimpse. We go into the corner? No. Okay, we cannot. All right, just get ready to sneak then. And you just sneak past him, like so. Would you please go further in? That kind of slightly scares me, mister. Okay, I'll sneak for a bit longer, but once you reach this point, you can just make a run for it if you want to. You just keep running. If you want to light the candle there, there's more than enough time to do so. You're gonna watch the whole episode anyway. But then when you do this, you interrupt his favorite show, and he doesn't like that. He wants to know if Candace can actually catch Phineas and Ferb. And you just wait for the piano to go all the way back there. Yeah, because you shouldn't jump too early there. And then you have more than enough time. Don't stress it. That kind of goes with all the bosses. Don't stress any of them. Okay, so be careful when you're in these ventilation shafts, because he's gonna reach in for you right there, see? Don't let him scare you too much. He's just looking for his mustard, poor guy. When you reach this part, make sure you're ready to make a run for it, because he's gonna make a run for it, you know? He'll open the door, get on the floor, and do the dinosaur if you don't get a move on. You just slide under here, make sure you don't crash into the cage. Now there's two ways you can do this. The safe way that I recommend is you just stay on top of these cages, wait for him to reach with both his hands out there, make sure you grab one of those metal bars. It can be a bit clunky sometimes to actually reach those. Six will grab the cage instead of one of the metal bars, but you know, you're gonna get a checkpoint in here anyway. If that happens, and you just get both of them, and Spaghetti Boy's dead. Oh yeah, and that's a kind of a creepy jump scare right there. Always unnerves me, you know. And that's the janitor taken care of. Good job. Alright, up next we have the twin chefs, and for the more perceptive of you, you'll notice that for this first half, there's only a twin chef. Like, there's only one of them. You can sneak past him at the beginning there. No worries, he might turn around to see you now though. Yeah, he tended to do that. I guess you could try to just make a run for it. He's really slow, and like way over there is the last place he saw you, so I wouldn't really spend any time, too much time all the way back there. You might, yeah, make some sound there. That doesn't matter too much. He'll spot you up here, but it doesn't matter because his stubble alarms can't really reach you up here. So yeah, just take your time. You can even fuck with him if you want to. Like this, and he can't do shit about it. He might even serenade you with one of his famous songs, such as... Anyway, just keep balancing on that. Get over all the way over to this part, and you start climbing. Oh shit, excuse me. Let go a bit too early there. But hold on a minute, I hear you ask. Where's the other twin chef? And that's very astute of you. See, the other guy's in here. Here we go. Herein lies the other half of humanity's sins, just waiting for his true love's kiss. We won't give him that. We'll steal his key though. But don't get too greedy, because once you grab the key, he'll wake up. So just hide under his bed. It might be hard for you to see what I'm doing right now, but I just hid under the bed. You can barely make the outline of it. He'll head on over to the bathroom, get rid of his morning wood, then just carry the key along the floor here. He's really quick to get to the bathroom, so there's no use in just sneaking behind him. You just do this part real quick if you want to. Pull the lever, grab the key, make sure to get the key with you when going into the elevator, or else you'll spend unnecessary time going back up again. Then once you have the key, just get back down here again. I don't think he's in... Oh, okay, I was about to say I don't think he's in this part of the kitchen right now, but I guess he was. You just keep going this way. Let's see where he's headed. Okay, so he's going all the way to the back there. I guess run slowly, like this. Yeah. Okay, well that's basically this part done. He's not gonna reach this part quickly. Oh, that's a little thing we threw down earlier. Nice of them to keep that for continuity's sake. And that's the first part of the twin chefs. Now be careful on this next part here, because you need to pull this lever over here on the wall. But the moment you do, make sure to run as fast as you can on your tiny legs all the way back here and stand under the crate here. Because see, now one of the twin chefs will come look for, I guess not you, but a cheese in his big old cheese crate. There we go, that looks yummy. That in his pocket, and wait for him to just leave. And just sneak out. Like so. Guess you can just make a run for it. Through the elevator. From that point. And he will hear that, and he'll come running after you, because he doesn't like it when someone takes the elevator without him. He'll give you, he'll try to give you a piece of his mind by chasing after you, but make sure you run into this this ventilation shaft, because once he comes out of the elevator here, he'll check his left and right, so it doesn't really help just standing on either of the sides there. And you just wait for him to open the door here. And once he starts walking, you just sneak on after him. Like so. And then he'll start to chop off some of the meat there. Or we'll struggle with that. I guess they need to sharpen their knives pretty soon. That shit's just barely going through there. If you're fast enough, you can just barely get under here before he turns around and starts heading that way. Push that button, slide under here as he's running into that room. Jump onto this and get the key from the middle of the room here. And if you're quick about it, then he won't have time to actually discover you. Then he'll hear you take the elevator without him again, which is really gonna piss him off this time. This part might stress you a bit, because you know he's coming after you, but you need to spend time putting the key in here, twisting it around, open the door. And there's two ways you can do this. You can either just hide under the chair there and wait for him to leave, but that's for pussies. So I'm just going to rush through that part. But you can really just hide under the chair if you want to save it, or you feel like you don't have enough time. You don't have to rush it either. You have ample time to hide under the chair right there. There are two routes you can do this. I guess this is my personal take on this. Nothing groundbreaking or anything. You just keep walking until you reach this part. They'll both see you, but you just run and hide under here. Then they'll come check on you on that side. Maybe they'll even look under the table here. Here you go, but you just hide on this side, and you're good to go. Now you can just sneak past, or quicker. Make sure you don't walk on the broken plates here, because they'll hear that, and they'll come looking for you way earlier than you intend to. Would you mind? There we go. Now you need to flip a switch here to make the hooks in the ceiling go the opposite direction of what they already were. Okay, and he saw that. That's suboptimal, but it doesn't really matter too much. He'll even maybe check under the table? I can't even tell if he's looking under the actual table, but it doesn't matter. Okay, you just scooch across the floor and into the drainage system. Walk along right here. There are two ways you can actually progress from this point, I guess. You can either climb up here, which is the route that I prefer, because it causes the least problems, I feel. If you feel like more of a risk taker, you can climb up on the plates that's here instead, because it works like a ladder. But you have to risk actually getting in the way of those two, and that's not the way that I prefer to do things. Luckily, that guy's too stupid to flip the switch the other way around, or else we would have been in deep trouble. Make sure you jump off here, or else he'll grab you, and you just start running. He'll come crashing after you. Slide under this table here, because then that's gonna stop him. Now this part might be actually really clunky. Yeah, I guess you just have to be lucky with the timing of the hooks there, because Six might not grab onto one of the hooks, and then you're just fucked. There's nothing you can do about that. But that was the twin chefs. Now we'll move on to the third boss of Little Nightmares, the guests, which is most likely being inspired by the pigs from Spirited Away, I suppose. I really love the chant that goes on in the background here. Wait, they're all just like actually half a ton. First couple of guests won't be a problem, or I think maybe only the first one won't be a problem. He won't really pay any attention to you. I don't even know if you can get his attention. I actually have no clue. But this next guy, he'll spot you and he'll run after you. Would you please move, Mr. Bottle? And he'll start crawling, because he sees a little yummy. He might mistake you for a cheese or a banana or something. You just keep on running. Climb up here and use these plates like a ladder, like you may have already done with the twin chefs. Don't let this woman stress you out. It doesn't really matter as long as you actually make the jump here. Now this is the part that I find to be maybe the hardest, because it can be really clunky and tricky. Just keep jumping. Like for every like corner here, you just jump, and they can't really reach you. If you just run normally, they will catch you like 100 times, and that's very annoying. So I'm very glad to be past the last diabetic supper, but we're not done yet. we need to keep going this way. It might be hard to know that you have to jump this way, but that's the way you gotta go, I guess. And they'll start running after you, but as long as you just keep sprinting, it doesn't matter. Make sure to swing across here. Okay. This is another part that may be not as clunky. I guess the worst part is over. This guy will start chasing after you, so you just need to run back. Wait for him to crash into that, grab onto this, and jump off his back like so, and you just keep running. But this guy is actually kind of fast, so he's pretty scary, I guess. But that's all there is to it. And now we'll see an old friend of ours again. You just keep sprinting. And hide inside this box right here. And he'll forget why he even came in here in the first place, I guess. So he'll just run back out. I hope you brought your jogging shoes, because this part, you just need to keep running, and whatever you do, you just keep on running. As this diabetic tsunami will chase after you. Slide under the table here. I don't know if you have to. Maybe you do. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. Still outrun those guys. Make sure you don't crash into the wall there. You need to run down that way. Look out for the cupboard that's gonna fall over here. Make sure you climb on top of it. Don't let it stop you. And don't run too close to the guys over at the top here. And make sure you get ready to jump here. And swing it once. If you let that swing back, I think they'll catch you. I can't really remember too well, but I think they will. And that was the guests. Really short fight, but you know, gotta have some of those as well. And now it's time for the last boss of the base game, which is the lady. There's a real thing for singing songs in the minor key. As long as you don't stay too close to her and you just sneak, there's no trouble here whatsoever. This is really all there is to it, and you just get onto the next room here. Now I hope you're ready to get spooked, because you just might. She'll show up behind you any moment. Make sure you've saved up stamina for that. Yeah, once she shows up, you just start sprinting. And as long as you just keep on running to the right, she can't do anything. Make sure you slide under that thing, though. Run across the floor all the way over to the other side there. We just passed through what is about to become the boss arena. We need to go in here and get the only unbroken mirror. Which, by the way, when you think about it, when you break a mirror, you only get more mirrors. Make sure you sprint over to wherever the spotlight is. And you just steer the mirror into her face, like so. And she'll basically, like, kill herself. Just like Darth Sidious did in basically every fight he's ever been in. Wait for her to show up again. And instantly turn the mirror towards her face. And now it'll show up like at the middle top here. You need to be quick about getting into those lights. And the first time she shows up, it's only gonna be fake. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't matter. I think a couple of times she'll show up, and now the next time, that's when she's really gonna actually try to blast you. And she'll fake you out a couple times for the next time she shows up. I guess she has like 6 lives, so you need to get her 3 times in this light, if I'm not mistaken. She'll do a bunch of fake outs, don't worry too much about those. Just make sure you're safe, just steer the mirror towards her no matter what you do. You never know when she's actually gonna show up for real. She's just trying to spook you. Don't let her get to your... Don't let her get to you too much. Oh, see, because that time she actually just showed up for real the first time. Oh, she'll try to fake you out a couple times this time around. Nope, she'll just get right to it. It might take longer for you. She might try to play with you a bit, but, you know. Now, Six will remember how hungry she actually is. Been craving a cheeseburger this whole entire boat ride. All she's been having is a piece of meat, a rat, and a gnome. And only a slight piece of each of those. There we go, that's good. Spooked have become the spooker. And that's the end of the base game boss fights. Now we'll get on to the DLC fights. The first boss for Little Nightmares DLC is the Granny. Now, what this granny and my own granny have in common is that they both try to pull you underwater if they catch you. But don't worry too much about that. As long as you just stay moving, then you're gonna be completely fine. Now, I pointed out that you should stay moving at all times, but that's only as long as you're actually in the water. As long as you're on land, there's nothing she can really do to you. You know, when you're on land and your feet are dry, just take your time and plan out your next jump. Unless you're an absolute mad lad like me, you know. Just likes to keep jumping unnecessarily, like this. By the way, can someone tell me why she's called the Granny? Is it because she has grandchildren? Because I don't like thinking about that. Oh, whoopsies. Careful with the briefcases, lady. Now, for those of you who are thalassophobia, that's irrational fear of open water to you and me, try not to let it stress you out too much. I know that's a shit tip to anyone, really. Like, why are you scared of that thing? Don't be scared of that thing. But I guess the best tip I can really give to any horror monster ever is or that goes for games only, really. Excuse me, do you mind? There you go. The best tip I can give for that is, like, just, if something is scaring you in a game... By the way, quick break. Grab this fish and toss it this way. Wait for her to grab it before you move on. But yeah, if something scares you, it's usually that you're not really scared of that thing. You're scared of not knowing what's gonna happen if that thing catches you. Thing is... She's scared because you can't see her, you know? So, if you're actually scared of it, just try jumping straight into it once. And just see what happens. It's gonna help, I promise. Yummy! By the way, if I sound sick to you, it's because I am. Just a bit of a cold, really. I have actually tested myself for the coronavirus, but it was not positive. So, don't worry about that. I'm not going to die. Grab this fish, throw it all the way over here. Because if you jump prematurely, then she's just gonna catch you here. Wait for her to grab that, and then you just swim on. Now this part can be, I wouldn't say tricky, but there's something more to remember than just jumping from chair to chair. First off, you need to swing from that, or you should swing from that. You can jump directly to the cupboard, And jump from that one. Ooh, close one. She actually almost got me this time. No luck though, lady. Again, don't let her stress you. It's just a game, you know? It's not actually grabbing your foot. Then you jump over to here, and from the boat. And you're golden. Now I know that some of you might be very sad to hear that I'm not gonna die, but don't worry, I'm not immortal. I'm not gonna live forever. Alright, so this beautiful lady has jumped into the water, and now you kinda need to go. Remember what I said about taking your time earlier? Do not take your time right now, or she will pull you to your death. If that stresses you out, good. It should. I'm usually not one for condoling stress, but you should get a move on. Not for this part though. You can take your time here, but soon we will need some actual haste. Before we go further, your goal here is to push the TV there on the other side of the wall into the water, but we gotta go all the way around, okay? First off, we turn on the electricity, grab this, and swing your way across. Okay, so the moment we land here, I think she'll go, and then you, okay, that's not good. We should have been able to jump off from that, but I think we should be fine. This is the part where you really need to get a move on. Jump over here before she grabs you. Oh, just barely there. Climb this. And this can be clunky. Push it to the side. Just keep going to the side. This way. This has caused me a lot of trouble earlier, because that wasn't obvious. But, we did it. And try to make sure to wait for the electricity to be gone before jumping to your inevitable death, and you're good. That was the granny. So now we are about to meet an old friend of ours. Start off by falling through the floor here, and then he'll enter through the door there. Welcome back, Spaghetti Boy. How we have missed you. Climb up here and go through the ventilation. The door, whatever it's called, right there. The mechanics for this dude is basically the same as from the first game. Just try to mask your presence by, like, staying on cloth for as much as possible. Luckily, this dude apparently just fucking loves cloth and he's put it everywhere, which is very helpful for us. Activate that shit. Oh shit, he heard that. I don't like that. Okay, so he's gonna go look for us over there, but luckily we're not over there at all. We're actually standing on cloth. And get through here. Push this button, which will make a lot of fucking sound. So now you can basically make as much noise as you want to. Then you just run all the way back over here. You'll struggle to find the one button on that entire machine while we crank this thing. And you don't need to open this all the way. And then you jump through here. Okay, so you can actually encounter the janitor here before you encounter him in his own little workshop. Gonna be standing right here. There we go. Just barely see him there. He's blind, luckily, so he doesn't see our light. But, because he's blind, he obviously only goes for sound. So try not to make any while you're down here. He's been scattering, coal, I guess, around the floor here, as opposed to cloth. So, instead of you being silent everywhere, you now make sound everywhere you go. We'll just hurry on past here. Just, if you're quick enough, you can just walk right past here before he manages to get even close to us. He's gonna be right under us any second now, I think. I can't really see him though. Okay, so he heard a creak in the stairs. We're just gonna stay in the corner here. Let him grab his filthy little Cheeto fingers around every single crevice up here. Before we jump across here, just wait for him to finish feeling around, and then you make a run for it. Probably as tired as I am of hearing that big guy clomping around his big, goofy clown feet around the floor here. So we're gonna finish this up real quick. Once again, make sure not to step on coal. Your light is also less concentrated than when you're using a flashlight, so you can like see just a bit behind you, which is absolutely useless. You kind of want to see what's in front of you. And at this point, you can just make a run for it. Don't worry too much if you step on coal here. Even the last part here, you have to step on coal. You don't have a choice. And he'll come looking for you, but you're already gone, so it doesn't matter. And that was the Janitor 2.0. This is your first real encounter with the lady in the DLC, and it's not much to do for this first phase here. You just sneak past her, and that really should be it. So after assembling 2 of the statues, you need to return to where you found the lady the first time and annihilate some of these little kids and get this key. You can throw this on the floor here. Be careful though, because another one will try to sneak up on you. Use your right joystick to aim the flashlight on those little shadow children, and you'll burn them up basically. In this room, they'll start spawning more frequently. Actually, try to incinerate those absolute bastard children. There we go. Taste the fire of God, you child of darkness. Pull this chair towards the lever here, but if any shadow child tries to sneak up on you, just immediately get the flashlight and burn him up. There we go. And keep moving. Be on the lookout for every single corner and crevice where they might spawn from. These absolute Satan spawns. Actually, you know, I'm gonna keep my flashlight out at all times. I don't know if there's a set amount of shadow children that spawn, but are they even children? Who knows? There we go. 2 people guarding the ladder here. We will need to progress. This next part is probably the hardest part of the boss fight, if this is even considered a part of the boss fight. I guess it is. I guess you could call this the lady and her shadow babies. They'll keep spawning while you try to turn the wheel here to open the door. But just excuse me, can I grab this please? Just keep cranking away. And stop cranking whenever one of the children of darkness spawn. And disintegrate him. It's better to let go of the wheel one time too many than too few. It can be annoying, maybe even borderline frustrating to see these children just reappearing all the time. But just take your time. Don't stress it. Here we go. Can I please grab a hold of this? I think that would be... No, actually. More children on the way. But we'll ignore him and just jump on through. The lady will appear real soon. Oh! There she is. You can't get past this without her seeing you. So just, yeah. And it's time for you to start running. I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually don't know if you can die here. I think you're basically done at this point. I don't think she chases you. I have no clue. I guess as long as you just keep running, you'll be good. I think she just tries to spook you, but I mean the worst part is over anyway. And I think this passage will be blocked, yeah. They want you to run in here first, for some reason, and then back towards the door here. And that's it. By the way, there's no way to actually defeat her. You just die here. I'm sorry. Bad ending, I suppose. Maybe there's a different ending you could get if you collect all the things, but this is not one of those endings. And that was the bosses of Little Nightmares. Congratulations!